Those blazes. Luís Lopes is the Councilor for Environment and Civil Protection for the District Council there, and he also served as the city's fire chief for 6 years. I can imagine how important your expertise is right now. So give us a situation on the ground. Do you feel like you're getting a handle on these fires?
Well, right now, near the center region where we have our city, we just have 2 fires with small dimensions, but in the north part of Portugal, we have 2 big fires, and we just heard about 2 victims, 2 seniors that were killed while driving away from a fire. So these are the first civilians that were killed during our fires during this year. But what we are struggling now is heat, strong winds, and a lot of fuel that's just in a perfect condition to burn. So this is the main difficulties that we are struggling now. But the fires now are in the northern part of Portugal. Last week were in the center region. So this is difficult to manage because this is not just in one part of the country.
Yeah, and I hear you that it's spreading in many different parts, and I'm so sorry to hear about those 2 victims. It must be very difficult, as you said, to try and keep up with these conditions. Given your experience and given the dramatic temperatures and the extended drought and fire conditions that we're looking at, what would you say are the lessons learned here? I mean, we're already looking through to the rest of summer and next summer thinking, what could be next?
Well, most of all is information and communication. We have to be more fast while communicating with all the civilians. And this is a severe problem that we have to deal, because one of the fires we had near our city, we had one fire in 2005 that the same area now was burned in just 6 hours, and 17 years ago it took 3 days. So the fires are more rapid, more severe, with more potential to cause damage and obviously to cause victims. So this is more serious than that most of all were growing up with these fires. These fires are different. They are all over the country, not just on the interior and the rural areas. We have problems in the cities. So this has to be understood. And this is a problem of education and prevention, most of all. So it's a challenge for all the generations, not just the old ones or that live in rural areas now.
Yeah, I hear you. The way fires had been behaving, you can't expect they're going to behave that way. And I know how quickly it can jump from one community to the other, depending on wind conditions and obviously the excessive heat. I have to ask you everything you guys are dealing with, not just to fight these fires in terms of resources, but the economic damage in general.
Yes, we have so far some houses that were completely destroyed, some buildings that were critical to the way the communities work, and we have also some factories that were affected or destroyed. So it depends of how huge or how big or where these facilities are, but so far the last week is being really severe to all of the country, because we had also fires in the south part of the country, in Algarve, that you know for sure. So this is not something we are dealing or struggling in one part of the country. So houses, factories, and now, as I told you, we just lost 2 civilians. So this is the most problematic right now in the summer, when people should be resting or spending their vacation and resting. No, we have fires all over, and we have to deal with them, and everyone needs to be alert and correspond effectively to what's happening in Portugal.
Again, our condolences on that.
Also, yes.
And again, our condolences over that tragic news, and we certainly hope that conditions improve in the days to come. Appreciate it. Now, the CEO of Goldman Sachs